Hey, what's going on, guys? Mike Gastin here, and it has been a while. It's good to be back. I want to update you on some things that are going on, both with my life and with this channel and my work, that I think you may find mildly, if not very, interesting. So first of all, I want to let you know that we've moved. We've left New York State, and Lydia and I, my wife and I, are now residing in the Charleston, South Carolina area. The move is not 100% complete. We're in the process of trying to buy a house, and in the local and national market, the housing market's kind of crazy right now. We have a house under contract that's supposed to close in the middle of September 2021, and we're looking forward to that. In the meantime, we're renting a kind of furnished little cottage, essentially a guest house. It's like kind of an old carriage house / garage. It's been converted into a guest house. We're sitting here. These books behind me are not mine. We're sitting in this kind of makeshift setup until we can get our house closed. Tiny little place, cute, and we're making it work. So going to get a couple videos out before we make that move, but really looking forward to getting settled in and back into some type of a rhythm, both in our just lives day to day and my work, and also in this content creation. Now, a couple reasons that we wanted to get out of New York. You know, there's some quality of life issues, like we love sunshine, we love warm weather, we like being near the ocean. We used to live in Cape Town. But there's some other deeper kind of more significant reasons that we want to get out. One of them really has been for years now how New York State is governed and how the population of New York State stacks and orders its values. We just don't agree with a lot of the progressive kind of left-leaning position that most of our neighbors in New York, unfortunately, and a lot of our legislators and executive folks like Governor Cuomo like to run things. We wanted to get out for a while. And then the way that they handled COVID-19 and continue to handle it both from a governmental perspective and from just a societal perspective in New York State just wasn't working for us. Now, we're not looking for some type of right-wing haven. I don't want to be surrounded by everybody that agrees with me. And Charleston has a nice mix. You got a lot of Democrats, you got a lot of Republicans, you got progressives, you got your classic Southern Democrats, you've got conservatives and so on and everything in between. I just wanted to be in a place where there was a little bit more diversity of thought and it wasn't just one party ruling the roost. And South Carolina and Charleston specifically gives that to us. We're kind of excited about that. Now, I want to give you maybe some insight into a parallel thing. We've been on this journey for a few months of getting our house ready, listing it, selling it, packing up all our stuff, saying goodbye to all our friends and family, which was very hard, by the way, and then getting down here and trying to get settled in, and then even the journey of finding a home and all that jazz. There's been a parallel journey for me that I want to share with you that I think is going to have more impact on this channel and my content going forward. A while back, last year, I want to say, I made some big announcement. I put a video together saying, I'm making a change. I want to start doing deeper content that has more meaning. I don't just want to do marketing stuff, etc. And many people responded so positively to that. Now, going forward, I don't think that I provided anything that was that much deeper, but I've been wrestling for years now with how do I bring the disparate and varied aspects of the work that I do, consulting, content creation, writing, and so on. How do I bring those things together? Is there a unifying concept? And I've really wrestled with that. But I want to kind of bring it together because I don't want to be this person who on one hand is doing corporate consulting and on another hand is trying to coach individuals and on another hand is doing a YouTube channel. I didn't want to be 6 different people. You know, it's always a great thing in life if you can bring everything together. And I've been looking, as I do for my clients, I've been looking for this kind of unifying concept, almost like a brand, if you will, but a little deeper than that. And I've been saying to myself, okay, well, I don't want to just be a YouTuber that's kind of like this right-wing pundit. And nothing against the guys like Ben Shapiro or Tucker Carlson or some of these guys. I love what they do. They do a good job. But I didn't just want to be kind of like a one-trick pony or a one-note banjo, just playing that same note over and over again. I'm interested in the whole human being. I'm interested in things like theology, philosophy, economics, and these kind of theoretical positions, as well as the practical working out. Like one of my favorite videos that I put out a handful of months ago it was a book review of how to take smart notes. It was about the Zettelkasten method. I've had some fantastic responses. I want to do more of that kind of content too. And I kind of had this aha moment a few weeks ago that gave me that unifying concept. And that is, I want to help people find their way. I don't necessarily want to just rail against one political system or rail against some individual that's in the media right now or in the public eye. I don't necessarily want to just be a marketing and branding guy. I don't necessarily want to be all about business or all about theology or all about one thing or the other. But when I think about the whole human being and I think about kind of the journey that I've been on, especially as a younger guy, I would have loved to have had somebody help me. Not somebody with all the answers, not somebody telling me what I should do at every moment, but a guide, a mentor, even a coach, just someone supporting along the way, playing kind of a father role. Now, I don't want to be presumptive. I don't want to just assume that I'm this great guy, I've got it all figured out. And boy, if you're looking for a spiritual guide, a guru, well, I'm that person. I don't presume that. But what I do want to do is bring who I am to the table. I want to give it generously, and I want to help other people find their way. I want to help. And so I'm looking at that. Now, that's not necessarily going to be my tagline. Maybe it will, find your way. It's got a bit of a ring to it, but there's also maybe a bit of a criticism embedded in that, which means you're probably lost. And I don't mean that. I think all of us in the world that we find ourselves in are struggling to find our way. What is true? What is good? What should I be putting my energy into? How do I become materially successful? How do I become spiritually and emotionally and mentally fulfilled? How do I have strong relationships? What does it mean to live my life on my own terms? How do I stay free? I want to help people find their way. I want to help people discover those things. And to the degree that I've had some success in those things, I've been very blessed and very fortunate. And to the degree that I've made mistakes along that pathway, I want to share my experiences, share my insights, and help other people thrive. So what does that mean for this channel and this content? I don't think there's anything that's going to be dramatically different. I'm still going to provide content on things of competency. How do you do this or how do you do that? How do you build a knowledge base? How do you become more productive? But on another level, I want to tackle some deeper issues about philosophy, theology, metaphysics, the transformational and the transcendent. And at the same time, I want to deal with things like everyday news and family matters and what does it mean to be a man in this world and operate and move forward with agency and competency and to enjoy success and the fruits of one's labor. So yeah, I'm going to commentate on politics. I'm going to commentate on society and culture. But at the same time, I want to give you something that you can use. And so it's going to be a mix. Now, if there's anything that I would encourage you to do, most of you are already subscribers if you're watching this, I would just encourage you to jump over to my website. I'll put a link up on the screen and I'll put a link in the comments and subscribe to my newsletter. I'm going to be doing a little bit more writing and pushing content out that way. If you want to kind of stay in touch and stay up to date on my latest thinking, that would be a great way. I'm going to get on the YouTube bandwagon again. I'm going to start driving some content here and putting more videos up on a more regular basis now that the dust is starting to settle. It's not completely settled. But those are the kinds of things I'll be working on, putting out content, get on that newsletter, email list, if you will. And down the road, I'm hoping to do some things like even seminars or conferences, maybe mastermind, providing some educational resources. I'm looking at building out some of that stuff as well. So guys, I would love to know what you think about all that. If you have hung in there till the end, do me a favor, throw a comment down below. What are your thoughts? What are some areas that you feel like you could use some help? I may not have all the answers, but I'd love to come alongside and help you find your way. Guys, I love you all, and I will catch you in the next video.